Hey guys, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys, well, we're back to talk about some more Vanderpump Rules drama because it's not stopping even though the cameras haven't picked up. I don't understand why the cameras have not picked up yet because they're missing so much right now. And I have a few theories behind it, only because I feel like I know at this point from an outsider looking in how the show works. We'll talk about it. So before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so there's drama going on with everybody on the Vanderpump Rules cast right now. And again, I don't understand why they are not picking up the cameras and catching all of this. What kind of season 10 are we going to have if we don't have all of this documented, just like Ariana Madix said? Now, let's go through the list of people and talk about this drama for 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes, a little bit longer than that. You guys know what I mean. So we have Brittany and Jax, who are no longer a part of the cast anymore. And it looks like they're kind of estranged from the entire cast, period. Right now, Brittany and Jax are doing their own thing. They didn't make it to Stassi's wedding. And it seems like Brittany, Jax, and Stassi are not in a good place. Now, Brittany did a podcast talking about the fact that if she could have been there at the wedding, she 100%, 1000% would have made it. Now, it looks like Stassi does not care what she has to say. It looks like Stassi doesn't want any part of this friendship right now. And we saw at one point where Brittany, Lala, and Stassi, they were even going to, what are they called? Mommy and me classes? I don't know, something to that effect. But Stassi and Ariana both celebrated their birthdays over the weekend. And when Stassi celebrated hers, she had two people that we'll recognize that were noticeably by her side, which would be Lala Kent and Katie Maloney. I'm not shocked by this at all. I feel like Katie's always there for Stassi, vice versa. And then Lala Kent, she's been best friends with Stassi even after she got fired. She's been there. Stassi even pointed out at one point that, when she got fired for the whole Faith Stowers situation and calling the police on her, she said that there were a few other Vanderpump Rules cast members who could have been easily thrown under the bus, but she decided not to do that. Now, for Katie Maloney, we know that she's navigating this divorce, and Ariana Madix recently came out in an interview, and she was talking about the fact that she feels like with Tom and Katie at this point, there's still some emotional turmoil, some things that they're going through. And she said, I couldn't even imagine what they're going through. It seems like a lot of ups and downs at this point, but as a cast, as their friends, we're all trying to be there and be kind of their biggest cheerleaders on the side. And we don't want either one of them to feel left out from group events. Someone who has been noticeably left out from group events, but not to be filmed, would be Kristen Doute. Kristen Doute was left out of Stassi's birthday, and she obviously was not at the wedding. She was in Hawaii, I believe, during Stassi's wedding, but had she been invited, I feel like she would have been there. And then she recently came out on social media because she's navigating a breakup right now, but she came out on social media and said, happy birthday, Ariana. I love you so much. And, I wouldn't have went to a club in Venice for anyone else. People are thinking because she put club in all caps and Venice in all caps, that this might have been some shade towards Stassi. It could have been. They know what they're doing because Stassi also recently shaded, from what we're thinking, assuming Kristen Doute for being a high maintenance friend. She said, right now, I don't have time to be a bitch of WeHo, because they were calling themselves the witches of WeHo, the bitches of WeHo. That's what they were referring to themselves as. And they even had I think it was Pinot Grigio. It was a white wine line that was labeled witches of WeHo. For Stassi Schroeder, she said at this point in her life, she needs a low maintenance friend. And she is a low maintenance friend. She needs a low maintenance friend. And if you can't provide that, then she doesn't have time to be friends with you, which, okay. Now, we're trying to think about where the other dynamics within the cast lie at the moment. And it looks like we're kind of all over the board. We know that Lala Kent and Ariana Madix, they've had many ups and downs in the past, but it looks like right now they might be in a good place, which will be good for filming because Lala Kent needs someone to be on her side. She has Katie Maloney, which we saw last year. It kind of came off like during season 9, Lala Kent was now the new resident bad girl, and everyone was kind of following her lead. She had no problem throwing anyone under the bus, including Brock Davies. And her and Sheena, it's been an up and down relationship for a long time. Even before season 9, she was saying that Sheena, she will never repair that relationship, yada, yada. But then here we go. We filmed season 9. The cast has to spend time together. And that's exactly what happened, was the relationship was repaired. Then we have Tom and Tom. Tom and Tom are still opening their bar, but Tom Shorts, well, he moved into his new place, and Katie Maloney, when they're talking about emotional turmoil, I am not shocked by this, because I feel like even though they're trying to put on a front for everyone, like, listen, this is a divorce and we don't want anyone to pick sides. How many divorces do you guys know where the people navigate this divorce and they're like, we just love each other so much, this is just not the relationship for us? There has to be some sort of ups and downs. I feel like that's just natural. Ariana Madix and Sheena, they're both very much so still friends. And then one big question that I have would be, where is James Kennedy in all of this? James Kennedy has been hanging out with his new girlfriend, who I'm assuming will be filming for season 10. But that leaves us with one big question as to whether or not Raquel will be filming, considering during season 9 at the reunion, Raquel said that she's done with the Hollywood bullish and she wants to kind of move on and do what she originally went to school for, which is help children in need. That's what she wants to do. But then we see her and she's photographed with Nima from Shaws of Sunset, and she's been on a date with Peter, which I'm sure had to have been so awkward because, listen, no one loves Peter more than Peter loves Peter. And then Raquel, she's just so sweet, but I don't know how that conversation would have went. And that's no shade to either one of them. Maybe a little shade towards Peter, but we still love Peter. Then moving forward, we're hearing that Stassi Schroeder might actually be making a reality TV return, but in what capacity, I have no idea. I couldn't imagine a world where Bravo would fire you and then be like, you know what, we feel like you took time, you grew, you changed, and we think that it's a great time to welcome you back. I don't see that. Even when we're hearing about the Vanderpump Valley spinoff, I know that that was originally in the works, and her wedding to Beau Clark was supposed to be that sort of segue, just like they used Real Housewives of Beverly Hills as a segue into Vanderpump Rules. They were going to use Stassi's wedding as a segue into Vanderpump Valley. I don't see that being a thing. I feel like they're just going to move on. And if she ever gets back on reality TV, Bravo will not be the network for her. If anybody will even bring her back. Keeping it going. Charlie Burnett, please no. We don't need Charlie to come back on the show. I'm not trying to get anyone to lose their job. No one understands the dynamics. They don't even make sense. And I don't understand, if Bravo's not paying some of these other Bravo celebrities what they should be paid, why are we paying Charlie Burnett to show up and say that she doesn't eat pasta? I mean, I'm not wrong. Guys, go ahead and comment below. What are your thoughts about the dynamics right now? Because it looks like Brittany and Jax are out with with the entire cast, even though they're not filming with them. Kristen Doute's navigating a breakup, but she's good friends now with Ariana. Ariana and Lala are all of a sudden getting along. Lala and James are getting along. Raquel and James don't speak. Sheena's getting along with Ariana, and from what we're seeing, Lala. But Sheena, is she getting along with Katie? Because we haven't seen her with Katie in a hot second. And Ariana and Katie are opening a sandwich shop, which leaves Sheena off to the side, maybe awkwardly being a +1 to this third party. But really, she might not even care because she has her own family. Lots to break down. Guys, go ahead and comment below. And before you go, don't forget that we're posting Jason's birthday vlog for all of our members only. So if you haven't joined, you can go to our main page, click right next to where it says subscribe, click join our memberships. That way you can see the behind the scenes. This is more private content for anyone, but don't worry, if you don't join memberships, you're not losing out on anything. We still have our lives, we have our pre-records, we have all the fun that we already had, but the members, well, that's more of like a private, I guess, what you see when we're not in the studio. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.